20-year-old male who is the stepson of the decedents in here, a 14-year-old male, and mother and father here, all deceased here at this location. House is pretty deplorable inside itself, but there's some notes along with weapons that indicate that looks like it's going to be some type of murder-suicide, either by one or by two. Our coroner's office and detectives will have to, do determination with ballistics to determine that at this moment. Again, sad situation. We've been able to notify certain next of kin on the stepson of the other one and working through those problems, but it looked like financial problems and stuff have led to, a destitute situation, and they took it into their own hands, unfortunately, this morning. So we'll be out here for a while processing this scene, and then we'll be able to give you as much update as we can later on. Dog was actually picked up by animal shelter.
Who called 911?
It was presumably it's going to be the adult male, from what we're hearing on the just a recording. I would think that's a safe bet, Michelle.
So he's likely the shooter?
There's some evidence that we're not sure if there's one or two shooters from that standpoint. And some of the information, could make me believe that maybe they decided to do this together from the parents, the mother and father. But I'm going to let the coroner's office kind of make that determination. Obviously, we don't know that right now, but there's some evidence that leads us to believe that way.
Can you talk about the nature of the conversation on the 911 call?
It was short. It was short. The dog's in the backyard, and, we can't live like this anymore, something to that standpoint. And you'll find 4 bodies when you get here, and that's what we found, unfortunately. The mom's biological, from what I understand.
Okay.
That's the 20-year-old, yes.
And evidence is suggesting right now that the mother and father may have collaborated on this?
I won't go that far yet. There's some evidence and believe that may be the case, but let us work. We're still processing that scene, and we've got to look at the weapons that were fired and when. So I'll certainly update you and give you that for sure. But I don't want to. I don't want to speculate too far, because that may not be the case. But let us look into that a little bit more.
More than one weapon used?
I don't know yet, but there's more than one weapon accessible. I guess you can say that. Let's let them find the casings and do the ballistics that go along with it beforehand.
Is there power to the house?
I don't see a light bulb in that house, to be honest with you, but I don't know. I don't know if there's power in that house right now.
I noticed someone brought a big light.
Yeah, there's not any light bulb. We're lighting itself, but I'm not sure if that's just because light bulbs are out, or if there's power in or not.
You talked about it being deplorable, but there is an indication they were living there.
They were absolutely living there, yes, correct.
Do we know whether the father was a cop or not?
From what my understanding, he is a former policeman from several years ago for a different agency. I'm not going to release that right now, but it was not Jefferson Parish, but a different jurisdiction.
Do we have ages on the parents?
I'm sorry?
Ages on the parents?
I don't.
And do you know if the teenagers went to high school in Parish?
The older one is obviously outside of high school. The younger one did go to school here, because I have one of our police on campus deputies here that knew who he was and is here at that
The
scene.
public school system?
Yes.
Can you talk about where were they in the house? Were they in separate places in the house? Were they together?
No, I'm not going to release that yet. The parents were in their bedroom. I'll give you that, but I'm not going to release the locations of the other ones.
Parents in their bedroom.
In their bedroom, parents' bedroom, correct.
And then this is the secondary suicide?
Yeah, we had one last night also. Apparent one, 2 brothers last night. Looked like that there's some type of argument, but apparently at this point in time, it's going to look like a murder-suicide by a brother shooting the other brother and then taking his own life. So within...
Which brother?
I don't know, Michelle. I've received the daily on it, but I don't know which one is which.
Reaction to you and your deputies having to respond to such heavy incidents within hours
You know, these are always the most tough here, you know, especially because of the age. You know, you're talking about a 14-year-old inside itself, but I mean, our deputies are trained to deal with this. We've had to deal with, you know, worse and better, obviously, but it's never fun to get these phone calls in the morning, you know, dealing with, you know, dropping off my own kids, and the next phone call is to come to this scene. So never fun, but that's our job is. We've got to collect the evidence, do what we have to, and see what happened, if we can determine what happened.